Well, today I'm going to talk about 10 ways on how people actually waste money. Now, number one is actually impulse buying. This could be any item that you've just seen anywhere, or you have just been window shopping and then you bump into a nice product that you want now to buy it. So if you have this problem of impulse buying, what I can advise you today, take this 24-hour rule, where you give it 24-hour rule, 24 hours I mean, and then you consider this product as if you really need it. If it's non-essential, then consider it not to be bought. But if it's really a needy something, or if it falls under need, then consider purchasing that product. But give it a 24-hour rule, where you consider up to 24 hours. If the 24 hours ends and you feel like you don't need it, don't buy it. That is number one. Number two, it's unused subscription. Yeah, unused subscription. This goes to those things that you subscribe to, that you're paying for, but they are not actually being there for your own benefit. Assuming you have a channel that you've subscribed to, you're paying. It could be a GoTV, could be Netflix, but you're not using that. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe on those things? Because they're not giving you any value. They're there to waste your money. Number three, it's dining out frequently. Not just dining out, but dining out frequently. So when I say about this, let's say you are ordering out more frequent than usual. Maybe you are going to the restaurants more than usual. Maybe you are going to the hotels more than usual. So in that case, you are overspending. So in this case, consider putting a limit in your budget in terms of dining out, in terms of ordering, so that if that budget, if you do with it and then it comes to that limit, then you cut off overspending or spending in dining out. So that's what you can do. Number four, it's bank fees, that you can always do away with them. In terms of withdrawal from ATM or even from just your account, do you know that actually the banks do charge you some amount in terms of when you withdraw? So why don't you just do a lump sum withdrawal in terms of withdrawing, so that this could not actually be giving you fees that you go ahead to be paying at times to time. And then number five is paying interest on credit cards. So if you have a credit card, do you know that at times when you have a very minimal payment on credit card and you don't pay that amount fully, it actually gives a high interest on that minimal balance that you have in your credit. So consider paying fully on your credit card when at times you have that amount, when you have used that credit card. So always pay that minimal amount that you have in your account fully, and not leaving even a single coin unpaid. Why? Because it will raise high interest, not just interest, but it will raise high interest rates on that credit card, and you'll pay for more money. Number six is buying brand named products. Yeah. Let me say, like for clothes, is it a must you put on a very fancy kind of Gucci cloth? So consider putting on what is smart, but not going with brands. Why? Because brands are very expensive and they'll just waste your money. So in that case, you'll be overspending your money. Number seven is unused gym membership. Yeah. So if you'll find someone has subscribed to membership to a gym, but he rarely or he barely visits that gym to exercise in terms of losing weight, in terms of fitness. So the only thing that you need to do here is you have to cut off and pay as you go. Yeah, that's the only thing I can recommend. You always, when you go, you pay on that session. So as this will not waste your money day to day, because you can go ahead to subscribe for a year and then in this 1 year you find that you've only gone there for a few days, but all the days that you've subscribed to have not been attended. You also will find you're wasting a lot of money in terms of subscribing to gym that you're not going. Number 8 is overpriced coffee. Yeah, we always have this thing called coffee hour in terms of the evening hours or in the morning. So you'll find that some people actually do go for overpriced coffee. At some places you'll find coffee are actually being the prices are exaggerated in terms that they will always tell you a coffee, it's if you compare it to the nearby restaurants or hotel, you can always find a cheaper place. Why don't you go for those cheaper places? Coffee is just coffee. So it only depends with where you are taking it from. Yeah. So why don't you go for the cheaper but the same coffee? And then if you can make it at home, you can always, by the way, you can always purchase the machine or the best coffee that you do take. You can always find out how they make it, and then you can always choose to make it at home and save money. Yeah. And then number 9, extended warranties on electronics. Yeah, some people actually do, they want to play safe. You find that they actually work on how they can always have electronics on warranties. So in this, you will actually find yourself that you are paying more than what you had expected to pay in terms of if you're not going for these warranties for the longer period. So why don't you just look for a good company that has a very reputable name in terms of giving out the best electronics, and then the rest of the money save it in an emergency fund. Why? If anything happens, then this emergency fund will actually help you in terms of electronics that has just failed. And then last one, lottery tickets and gambling. Yeah. Is it a must for someone to gamble? If it is yes, then this is now your case. Do what we call have a limit on what you gamble for. Have that limit that now whenever you have gambled with this money and it has exhausted in that account of gambling, then don't gamble. Why? Because gambling is one way of losing money, and it's a very, very common way of losing money. So why don't you go ahead, set a limit, and then if that amount exhausts in that account of where you had set aside for gambling, then you have to stop gambling. That was Mr. Barasa, my name. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video.